finding themselves in that position. One of those communities is a community in Englewood, where we just heard about people who at the last minute had to be evacuated, and that's where we heard from Maddie Heron checking on those folks.
Yeah, and I think we may have her again. We have reconnected, I believe, with her, and she can tell us a little bit more about what's going on out there, because Maddie, was it an entire community out there that is being evacuated?
Yeah, it really seems like it. This is the edge right behind us. I'm going to let us pan over to the scene. That edge is the beginning of a street into the Point of Pines community, which from my angle, you might not be able to see it. It's a little too dark. It really is submerged in feet of water. Emergency services are here using rescue boats to get people out of their homes. We just, since the last time we've spoken, a new rescue boat had just come off with a whole load of new neighbors. I spoke to them briefly. Some of them had dogs in their hands, grabbed everything they could that they cared about to safely get off out of their houses. One man told me that he had to escape through a front window of his home just to reach the rescuers because there was so much water, and all the other parts of windows, of doors of his house were waterlogged. But I'm actually going to bring in another person that was rescued from the neighborhood. This is Dale. Dale and his family were just within the past hour or so, rescued by rescue boat in this community, and we're going to throw it over to Dale. Dale, how are you feeling after this whole scene?
You know, it's a little overwhelming. You feel grateful, especially for the Englewood Fire Department, the first responders in the area. You just take for granted every day what you have with your family, and we're just glad to be safe. Myself, my two kids, my son's girlfriend, a dog, and a lizard, so we all made it out safe.
Yeah, the whole crew there. And was it difficult getting everyone out? How did you go about that once rescuers came to your house?
You know, we've been monitoring the water levels for quite some time. You know, with no evacuation zone in place, we felt pretty safe with our conditions considering what we'd experienced in past hurricanes. We did not expect the amount of surge that we've seen. Rescuers were very prompt. We made a 911 call. We had a challenge with an electrical service still on, so we were stranded on our kitchen island as the water on the floor had electric current running through it. So we were stranded on the island. They were prompt, brought their boat in, cut the service to the house, and were able to evacuate us.
Well, take me to when you're stranded on that island with your family. What was running through your head?
You know, there's a lot of things. You always know that there's a little bit of time for you. It's in God's control. You know, you have to be thankful for what He's given us, but in the same right, appreciate the power and the magnitude of an event like this. So we were all safe. We knew we were healthy. We knew we were in a position where we could get family and friends to help.
And walk me through how rescuers showed up at your house and were able to get you out from that island.
Yeah, so we have some windows on the front of our house. They were able to bring their inflatable raft with a motor on it. They shined some lights towards the windows. We responded with the same. They were able to open the front door and then escort us off the island onto the boat.
And I know you saw that second wave of rescuers with some of your neighbors.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel seeing them safely rescued?
You know, as a small community of Point of Pines, there's only 66 residents here, so you know everybody, and it makes you feel good when you see everybody come to the ground safely.
And were you here for Ian, and how does this kind of a storm compare?
You know, we were in Rotunda for Ian, and then made the purchase and the move over to here. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed the property. Just finished renovation on the house, and we're looking to potentially list it as early as next week. So might have to hold off on that now, but we do love the neighborhood. We love the Englewood community, and we're thankful for those that can support it.
You said your whole family is safe, and you said that you have a game plan for tonight, even though your cars and your house, they're not available to you right now.
Yeah, we had 4 vehicles in the driveway, believe it or not. 2 of them are completely submerged, and the others are probably halfway up the doors full of water, so they won't be going anywhere too fast. But we have some great friends, Mitch and Shannon, who are ahead of Operation Solid 7, and they're here to help and support us.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to toss it back to our anchors. I know that they wanted to do a question and answer here, so I'm going to open up the floor to them if they wanted to take the chance to talk to Dale or myself here about the scene. So we're going to give them a chance.
Yeah, Maddie, if you could just ask him, what his expectation was with this storm. I think some people thought that we might, have a little bit of ponding on roads and things like that. How surprised is he that he's standing there tonight having been rescued? What did he think might happen with the storm?
Yeah, sure. So Russ wants to know, what were your expectations with this storm, especially seeing some of the flooding on other roads? What were you expecting, and are you surprised that it ended up this way?
Yeah, Russ, thanks for the question. Appreciate that. We had monitored many of them and watched the newscast at, the Wink Weather Channel and had been very familiar with, the predicted 3 to 5 feet of storm surge. Matter of fact, with Adalia, I think we ended up with, somewhere between 3 to 4 feet. So we felt pretty comfortable knowing that our house was elevated a little bit higher than that at about 7 to 8 foot level. So were we surprised? Absolutely. We saw the writing on the walls at crest over the pool. But at that point, with 4 vehicles underwater, you're kind of in a position where you can't go anywhere. The roads were impassable at that point. So it became a little bit too late to make that decision.
Do you guys have any other questions for Dale or myself?
Well, I think we're good now. Maddie, thank you.